Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Jeannie, and it's Jeannie Signatures once again. So today I'll be making this beautiful circle dress, skirt rather, and a crop top with a balloon sleeve, and the balloon sleeve has like a band with it. So if this is what you're interested in, please kind of watch till the end. And of course, the half circle skirt has some slits in the front, and it's like two patterns. So if this is what you're interested in, like I said, please kind of watch till the end. And please, as you're watching, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and please kind of give this video a thumbs up. Thank you all. So without wasting further time, we're getting over to the table to cut out the fabric. So I have my fabric here. So this is me just wishing everybody a very beautiful and lovely week. And thanking you all for subscribing, liking my videos, commenting, and I just want to thank everybody. So today I'll be making use of a plain and pattern fabric, so to speak. So I have like 3 yards each for this. And I'll be making a half circle skirt because we have a full circle skirt and then we have a half circle skirt. But the one I'm making today is a half circle skirt. So I'll be making use of these two fabrics like you saw on the thumbnail. So I'll be cutting this out first because I'll be using this for the skirt part. And then I'll be adding up that one to give that beauty in the front. But first, let's just cut out the skirt part before heading over to the crop top. I'll be making another tutorial for the sleeve because I didn't want this video to be too long. So I'll be uploading the video for the sleeve in the next 2 days. So yeah, I just basically want to teach us, especially our beginners, how to go about a half circle skirt. I don't want to muddle up your head with mathematics, with all this pi of a thing and all. The basic thing you need to calculate your half circle is a constant figure that we always use, which is 3.142, and for a full circle we always use 6.28. so whatever your waist circumference is, let's say for example my waist circumference is 38 inches, you add 1 inch for your zipper, so you're going to be dividing your waist circumference by your half circle constant, which is 3.142. But if you want to go for a full circle skirt, you divide your waist circumference by 6.28. And for a full circle, you can fold into 4. You can even fold into 2 if you want it to have pockets, or you just want it to be different, just like the way I'm doing it. So basically the thing is that for a half circle skirt, you make use of 3.142. And for a full circle skirt, you make use of 6.28. That is just the basics of cutting a circle or a flare skirt. So there's no need to muddle up your head with all this pi, whatever. No, that is just the basic thing that you need. So now, after doing all that, I've divided my waist circumference, which was at 8 inches, plus sewing allowance inclusive, of course, by 3.142. So I'm just going to be folding my fabric, and what I got was 12.0 or thereabout. So I'm just going to be approximating that to 12 inches. So my waist circumference for now is 12 inches. So I'm going to be folding my fabric in a bias form. So just see the way I picked the fabric, and then I'll be folding it like so. So I'm just trying to arrange it properly. And then for the length of my skirt, The length of my skirt, I made use of 33 inches with sewing allowance. So that means basically the length of my skirt is 32 inches plus 1 inch, that is 33 inches. So now in order to get to that our waist, I'm going to be placing my tape at the edge of the fold like so, like that pointed edge. And then I'll be marking 12 inches all the way around. Remember, our 12 inches is our waist circumference now. After dividing our full circumference by 3.142, I got 12 inches. So that is the 12 inches that I'm marking right there all the way around. You just rotate it from that point. So if you want to ascertain whether your waist measurement is true, just place your tape like so, and then you see that what you get here is exactly what your waist circumference is. So now I'll be adding half an inch to the upper parts so that I'll use that to fix my band, because my skirt is going to be having a band. So that is what I'm marking right there. Sorry you can't see it from far, but it's because I wanted the whole table to accommodate the fabric, so that was why I pushed it ahead like that. So now I'll be taking the length of my skirt, so I'll be taking the length of my skirt. The length of my skirt is 33 inches. So if you like, you can take the measurement from your waist, but I'm trying to take it from the pointed edge. So whatever I got from there, that is what I'm taking, because I already measured from my waist and got that that was exactly 33 inches. So from that pointed edge now, I'm trying to rotate the same thing I got for there so that I'll have a even length. So now I'm just basically marking out the length of the skirt. So now I have the length of the skirt, so I'm cutting it out right about now. And please remember that this is the front piece, because I'll be cutting out the back piece as well. So yes, I've cut out the front piece. So I'm going to be placing my fabric exactly the way I folded for the front. I'll fold for the back like so. The only difference between the front and the back is that I'll be adding 1 inch for my zipper allowance. And so that is what I just did. And so I'm going to be cutting out exactly as it is right here. So if you've watched up to this level, Abba, what are you waiting for? Please kindly hit on the subscribe button. Thank you. So for this fabric, I have 3 yards each. So that makes it a total of 6 yards. And so I'll be slitting the back open because of course that is where the zipper is going to be going through. So I'm going to be slitting that open. And then I would indicate where the zipper allowance gets to. So I'm basically through. So I'll remove the front and then I'll be placing the back somewhere. Let it sit pretty somewhere. And then I would adjust whatever I need to adjust for the front part. So yeah, this is where I'm going to be doing that design that you have in the front. There's really nothing to it. It's very easy. Whatever your nipple to nipple measurement is or your bust span measurement, please kindly make use of it at the waist area. So I'll just be marking 4 inches right there. And then for the lower parts, this entirely depends on you. You don't really have a particular measurement to go for that, so I just had to flip it over so that you would see what I did. So I marked 4 inches. As you can see, that was 4 inches. And so from that 4 inches on the waist area, I'll go to the lower parts. So whatever you want to mark at this lower part is entirely dependent on you. So depending on how wide you want that design to be, please kindly go ahead and mark. And for mine, I just marked 14 inches. If you don't want yours to be as wide as mine, yeah, you can just mark like 10 inches or thereabouts. So I marked that, and then I'll be taking my long ruler to connect it straight. So I'll connect it straight like so. So yes, so I'll be cutting this out and then replacing it with the other fabric. So I'll be cutting this out in another fabric. So let me bring the fabric and fold it and then cut out exactly. So this is what I'll be replacing it with. It should be on fold, please. And then I'm going to be placing this on the fabric. No, this was not the one I was supposed to place. That was the side. It's the middle one that I was supposed to place. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this is the one I'm supposed to place. So please don't make that mistake. Yeah, it's the one that is on fold that should be placed on this other fabric. So I'm going to be placing this like so, and then on the sides I'm adding half an inch so that I'll use that to join it to the other piece. Every other thing remains the same. So I'll be marking half an inch all the way. You can see that this tutorial is quite detailed. I didn't forward any place. I just wanted everybody to see what I was doing very well. It's not that I can't fast forward it and all, so I just want everybody to understand the basics of how I went through everything. So I'll be cutting it out. And so you can see I've cut it out. Don't worry, this one will not waste. This other fabric that I cut out, I'm going to be using it. You'll see how I will make use of it later on. So it's not as if, oh, this thing is wasted now. So you can see these are the side pieces, and then this is the middle. So I'll open it up like so. So you see this is how it's going to be looking after I must have sewn it. And of course it's going to be having slits on both sides. So I'm not going to be running the stitches all the way down, just like you saw on the thumbnail. So let me set this aside and then go up to the upper part of the skirt. It's a crop top, so it's basically simple. I already have a tutorial on the channel on how to cut a crop top. So this is just getting my length. The length of the top is going to be 20 inches. So if you feel you didn't see the chalk, it was not visible enough, please, I already have a tutorial on how to make a crop top and a bandless skirt. It's on the channel. So if you feel you didn't see this one very well, you can just go ahead and watch that one. The only difference between this and that one was that I added a zipper allowance to this, but the other one I didn't add any zipper allowance. So now I'm just dividing my shoulder measurement into two like the usual. Just draw a basic bodice, come down for your armhole, come down for your shoulder slope, and then you connect everything. For the neck width, I made use of 4 inches because I'm cutting the front piece first. And then for the neck depth, I made use of 6 inches. So I'll be connecting that. I initially made use of this hip cuff, but it didn't give me what I wanted, so I later on used my pattern master. So I'm drawing the shoulder slope. And so for my bust measurement, I divided it by 4. That gave me 10.5. And then I added 2 inches sewing allowance. And of course, whatever measurement, okay, I'll divide my armhole into 2 and then come in by half an inch and then connect. Draw out my armhole like so. So whatever I have on my bust measurement, that is what I'll be taking over to the length of the top. So instead of making use of my waist measurement, I'm making use of my bust measurement. And so I'm going to be connecting that. And we're through with the front, so I'll just be cutting this out. So for the front armhole, I will not be cutting that out now. I'll be cutting it out later so that I will use this as a template to cut out the back. So I'm cutting the neckline now. And then the shoulder slope. So we're through with the front. So I'm making use of the other fabric for the back. So this is where I told you that I made use of that fabric that you thought was a waist. So I want to make use of this now so you can see it's not going to be a waist as you thought. So I just want to place it very well so that the design on it will be the same direction as that of the skirts. So let me cut out one piece first and then I'll use this to cut out the other side. So you don't have to waste your fabric, you need to manage. So I'm placing it like that, and the only thing I'll be adding to this is the zipper allowance and of course the neck depth for the back. I would adjust that as you see me do. So I'm just going to add in 1 inch as my zipper allowance. And then of course for the neck depth I'll be coming down by 2 inches or 3 inches here. And then I'll curve it out because it's going to be a round neckline as well. And then I'll connect it to join the zipper. And then I'll cut this out. So just make sure that when you are trying to use this kind of method, you make sure that the fronts are facing each other so that you won't go or end up cutting 2 pieces of the same side, if you understand what I mean. Right here I made use of the front of the fabric. I knew it was the front of the fabric quite alright, so I just made use of the front or the right side of the fabric, if you understand what I mean. So now I'm just going to be cutting the other side, and what I'll do is I'll take another piece of fabric because you don't have to waste your fabric. So let me set aside the front piece. So you can see I have this now. I'm going to be taking another piece and I'll make sure that the piece I'm bringing in, I'm going to be placing the front side up as well. So I'm going to be facing that one that I cut. I'll face it down like so that the right sides will be facing each other. Because if you should cut it the same way I did the other side, you would end up having the same side. So the essential part of this trick is that you must cut the thing right sides facing each other. That is the only way you can go about it. So I faced them facing each other and then I'm cutting that out as you see. So please don't make that mistake. So yes, we have our back pieces. So you see, I just had to indicate that because the front part, I placed the chalk on top so that it won't confuse me. So I had to do that so that I would know that this is the back side or the wrong side of the fabric. So I'm just trying to adjust the zipper area so that I won't have bulginess at the back of my top after making it. So I'll come here and just slant it a little bit as well so that everything will sit perfect. So I'm basically through. So we have our back pieces and then of course we'll have our front piece. So for this front piece, I know I forgot to adjust the armhole here, but when I was cutting out the lining for this, I adjusted that. So please always remember to do that. So now I'll just go off camera, cut out my linings. I don't need to show all that because I'm aware that we all should know how to cut out a lining. So I'm going to be cutting out the lining, join them, and then come back to show you the next steps. And so yes, I've gone ahead to do that. I've gone ahead to cut out, cotton lining, you cut exactly as the fabric. So I've gone ahead to turn it all the way around. This is a crop top, so you need to turn the lower part as well so that everything will be perfect. And I've equally applied or fixed my zipper, as you can see. So the crop top is almost ready. So the next thing I'm going to be doing to this top is just to sew my shoulders, join it by half an inch. So I'm just going to be showing you two ways. I always do this and I'm not tired of doing that. So I'll just take my fabrics facing each other, lining facing each other, you run half an inch and you're going to be getting pretty much the same thing as flipping it over. So for this side, I'm going to be showing you the second method, which is flipping a lining above the other lining with the two fabrics in place on the other side, and then you run half an inch. It comes out exactly the same way. So anyone that is suitable for you, please kindly go ahead so that it will give it a neat finishing and your seams will be embedded inside. So now and then I'm going to be taking the proper measurements of closing, and then we'll be through with that, and what will be left will be our sleeves. So I'm going to be setting this aside, and of course I've gone ahead to join the front of the skirt. So this is what I want to show you right about now. So as at this point I was just trying to rush everything over because I didn't want this tutorial to be too long. So you can see I've already joined my skirt, so I left that part where I want the slit to be. So depending on the length of your own slit, please kindly go ahead and do that. And so I will be joining the front at the back of the skirt because I've already added a zipper, and then I'll be doing the band thing off camera. Please, there's no thing to show about how to attach a band to a skirt. We all know how to cut out the band. Just cut out the length of your waist circumference and then attach the band as you know you can, and then that is just it. So as at this point I've gone ahead to do that, though as an afterthought I later applied added some side pockets to that, even though the fabric was not matching it, like really matching, because I was supposed to use this fabric so that it won't show, but because I really wanted a pocket I just had to make use of this other material. So the only thing left for me as at this point for the skirt is just to hem the lower parts, and that is it. For my band, I made use of 2 inches, but when I cut it, I cut out 3 inches or 2.5 inches here. So you just attach your band, and that is it. So if you want a lining, I later added a lining. You can see, even though the lining was not black, that was the lining I had, so I just had to make use of that for the skirt. So I made use of that color that I had. So our skirt is like 100%, okay, 99% ready here because I've not folded the length of the skirt, but I'll be making use of a bias to fold that later. So the skirt is ready, and of course the top is also ready. As at this point I've gone ahead to attach the sleeves. I told you I'll be making the sleeves tutorial of as it's not going to be included in this tutorial because it will be too lengthy, so I'll be posting that in the next few days. So this is the end of the tutorial. If you enjoyed watching this, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, like, share, and please give this video a very big thumbs up. Thank you all, and God bless you all. You know I always love you. This is very beautiful. So, and this is the skirt, so you can see everything is sitting pretty. It's beautiful. So thank you all, and this is me wearing it here. You see how beautiful it looks. So catch you all on my next tutorial, and this is Gina's Signatures as usual, and I'm signing out. Bye.